The BMW 7 Series is more than a mere car. It is a technological showcase designed to usurp the Mercedes-Benz S-Class as Germany's flagship luxury saloon. So it's big and it's expensive, but it's also handsome, I think, and dare I say even quite discreet, which isn't something that could necessarily have been said about the previous 7 Series. Surprise, surprise, it's massive here in the back of the 7 Series, and this isn't even the long wheelbase version. All models come with seats that recline and adjust using these controllers here. The headrests are like pillows, and you can even specify an optional massage function, and it is a proper massage too. It even does your bum. Provided it hasn't already been lost or stolen, the clip-in tablet for rear seat passengers is a neat gadget, letting you control entertainment and heating functions. All versions of the 7 Series also come with built-in Wi-Fi. So what else to tell you about the 7 Series before we drive it? Certainly we need to mention that it's quite light for a car this big. It's got a carbon fibre central core, aluminium panels, and then there's the key, which is not light. This thing is a monster. Not only do you use it to unlock the car and open the boot as you'd expect, but it's also got this touch screen. So you can check if the car's locked, if the lights have been left on, you can see how much fuel you've got left, and you can even preset the heating. So whatever you do, don't lose it. The boot itself is easily big enough for a couple of large cases, so long as you don't specify the optional fridge. Of course, many will use the 7 Series as a chauffeur car, but BMW's also designed it with the driver in mind. So there's loads of space up here. You've got cup holders, lots of cubby holes, big glove box, more storage in there. And then there are the gadgets. This is BMW's first car to use a touchscreen in addition to the iDrive controller. And as well as that, you can use not just these buttons and knobs to control the volume, for example, but how about a bit of gesture control? Is it necessary? No. Is it cool though? Oh yeah. All versions of the 7 Series come with air suspension as standard, and the result is a very comfortable ride. In fact, the bit of road we're using now, we don't usually use for our car reviews because it is too bumpy, but in the 7 Series we thought, well, we'll give it a try, and sure enough, it's absolutely fine. I would say though that Mercedes-Benz has the low-speed ride edge with the S-Class. The trade-off with the BMW is that it's more engaging, so the steering's better, the whole car feels more agile, and there's just endless amounts of grip, and that's without the optional four-wheel drive upgrade as well. The engine range starts with a 3-litre 730D diesel, and to be honest, along with the 8-speed automatic gearbox, it's all you really need. This car will do 0 to 60 in 6 seconds, do 155 flat out, and yet still in official fuel tests it returns 60 miles to the gallon. But, you knew there was a but, didn't you? We're getting about 38 miles to the gallon. You might think, well, that's rubbish compared to 60, but for such a big car, nearly 40 miles to the gallon, I'm not driving particularly carefully, I have to admit. I don't think it's too bad. In fact, this engine overall is so capable in so many areas that I'm just not sure why you would ever choose one of the bigger petrol or diesel models. Because this one, oh, it does everything. That said, some might be tempted by the plug-in hybrid 7 Series that's due in 2016, which will boast CO2 emissions of just 49 grams per kilometre. So it has a smooth ride and a great drivetrain, but all that would count for nothing if the 7 Series wasn't also supremely refined on a long journey. Thankfully, it is. There's barely any wind or tyre noise to speak of, the engine just fades into the background. And I should mention too that for those driving long distances at night, the 7 Series is also available with frickin' laser beam headlights, and they are awesome, twice as powerful as LEDs. It's like driving in the daytime. There are a couple of issues with the 7 Series, however. For example, why do you have to pay extra for low-speed autonomous braking when it's free on something like a Honda Jazz? And for such a big car, why are blind spot monitors extra? Surely they should be included as well. Indeed, you can, if you wish, spend a fortune on optional extras, even including a system that lets you park the car via remote control. It's features such as these that allow BMW to hold its head high when it talks about the 7 Series being a technological showcase. They really have thrown everything at this car, which makes it all the more surprising that I find myself thinking I would still take a Mercedes-Benz S-Class over one of these. Go figure. You can read reviews of the Mercedes, the BMW and many others by clicking up here to go to the Telegraph Cars website, and don't forget to click down here to subscribe to our YouTube channel.